Hello and welcome to the Mid-Century Vault. Today we're getting to hang out with the gang from Peanuts. This beloved cast of characters comes from the mind and the pen of Charles M. Schulz. And when he sold the syndication right to United Feature Syndicate, UFS insisted on the name Peanuts after the peanut gallery that was the name for the audience on the popular Howdy Doody Show. But peanut gallery was also an old vaudeville term for the cheapest and rowdiest seats in the theater full of hecklers, and Schulz hated that name till the day he died. On October 2nd, 1950, Peanuts debuted in just 7 newspapers, but its sharp wit and its portrayal of childhood anxieties caught readers' hearts. You know, when all is said and done, the original strip ran for almost 50 years, and 17,898 individual strips were produced, and Schulz wrote and drew every single one. The strip's success really changed the landscape of comic strips, establishing the 4-panel gag structure as the standard and allowing for both existential commentary and light comedy. Terms from the strip like security blanket rapidly entered our common vocabulary. And it was unlike any strip before it. There was Charlie Brown's persistent failures that made him the underdog that we always root for. Snoopy, the nonverbal beagle with his rich inner life of personas like the World War I flying ace. Lucy's dichotomy of bullying one minute and then dispensing psychiatric advice the next. And Linus's deep psychological musings on life and faith. All of these very out-of-the-box characters spoke to a mid-century culture interested in pop psychology. Schulz's children had adult-like concerns, providing a poignancy that resonated with the readers. And most importantly, the format, with the 3 panels outlining the condition and the 4th panel that offered the comic payoff. That last panel that allowed us to chuckle at ourselves and to gather optimism for the future. Because isn't that the thing? For all of Charlie Brown's disappointments, he's always willing to give it another go. He actually is the eternal optimist. In the mid-1960s, their popularity was cemented with the advent of the television holiday specials. On December 9th, 1965, the world received a Charlie Brown Christmas. This special was groundbreaking. It featured the distinctive minimalist animation, actual children's authentic voices, and a profound, unsentimental message about the commercialization of Christmas. And all I have to do is close my eyes and I can hear that perfect jazz score by Vince Guaraldi. The special won a Peabody and an Emmy Award, and it led to a parade of annual classics, including It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, It's the Easter Beagle Charlie Brown, and Happy New Year Charlie Brown. The Peanuts gang were now annual holiday guests in our living rooms. The other stunning contribution that Peanuts made didn't even originate in-house. Less than 2 weeks after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, a school teacher and mother of 3 Peanuts fanatics from Sherman Oaks, California, named Harriet Glickman, wrote to Charles Schulz and suggested that it would be a great thing if the Peanuts gang could be racially integrated. Schulz wrote back saying that he would love to do that, but he was concerned that it would come off as patronizing to his black friends so soon after the murder. He concluded by bearing his confusion, saying, "I really don't know what the solution is." A determined Glickman wrote back asking permission to have some of her black friends write to him with their thoughts, which is what helped him to make the decision. Now, what's really amazing to me is that unlike today, where a major decision regarding the direction of a famous IP would likely have to be conferenced and focus grouped to death, and maybe a year or 2 up the road you'd see a change, Harriet's first letter was dated April the 15th, and roughly 100 days later, on August the 31st of 1968, we got to meet Franklin Armstrong. And further bringing the strip into topical relevance, we find out that Franklin's dad is in the military in Vietnam. And I probably don't even need to tell you that the introduction of Franklin into the group did not go smooth as silk. There was the Southern editor that said, I don't mind you having a black character, but please don't have them in school together. Soon afterwards, Franklin could be seen in the classroom, sitting right in front of Peppermint Patty. And also, the head of his syndication company offered several changes that would all but eliminate Franklin. Schulz's reply was, either you print it the way I draw it or I quit. How's that? Even decades after Schulz's passing in 2000, with the original strip ending, the Peanuts legacy thrives. Yeah, I could go on and on about the strip and the characters, but I'm going to give the final words to Schulz himself. When summarizing his winning formula, he said, all the loves in the strip are unrequited, all the baseball games are lost, all the test scores are D-minuses, the great pumpkin never comes, and the football is always pulled away. I'm astonished at the number of people who write to me saying, why can't you create happy stories for us? Why does Charlie Brown always have to lose? Why can't you let him kick the football? Well, there's nothing remotely funny about someone who gets to kick the football. This is Philip Mershon thanking you for hanging out with me and the kids today, and hoping that you'll let us know your Peanuts memories in the comments section. And until next time, if you need me, I'll be out back waiting for the great pumpkin.